Hey guys, welcome to this video here where I take this SBAC question, ask students to find the length of the beam, this middle beam right here that goes to point G. So what's the length of that segment right there? And then explain how you found your answer. So as I was kind of rifling through the SBAC questions I could pick for these videos, the way that this one kind of intrigued me a little bit. The way that I see this, I'm sure there's an easier way, but I kind of think about if you were to extend this segment straight up and then this one over, kind of like the rectangle, right, 90 degrees, then this triangle and this larger one are similar, right? So if this this whole segment here is 12, this whole height's 12, and that's 6, this has to be 6. This is 12 inches or 1 foot. So therefore, that length is 3. And then we also know that this is 2. So now we know 3 parts here we can find that length, right? That's kind of how I'm going about it. So we have, I don't know, 6 is 2x as 3 is to 2. So 3 over 2 is 1.5, so 6 has to be 1.5 times as long as x, so x must be, what, 4? Cross multiply, we get 12, yep, x is 4. So that would be, and then if this is 4, and the whole length, again, remember, is 12, that makes our segment here 8, right? So that's how I would answer that question, and maybe we could use GeoGebra to help, kind of construct this problem too and see what it looks like. So one thing we can do, if we open up GeoGebra, let's get that picture in GeoGebra here and just put our geometry on top of it. Okay, so let's see here. You want to save your picture. So if you have that snipping tool that I referred to in the previous video, if you click on that, you can screen capture the picture if you want, but make sure that you save the picture file. So open up the folder that has the picture in GeoGebra, and just drag your picture right onto GeoGebra, and it's that easy. There's our picture. We have these little points down in the bottom corner here that allow us to change the size and the orientation of it. So that's kind of neat, and then you can just click on your picture. So now we can go ahead and do our, geometry. And the one thing that I do like about doing this, maybe let's use some nice features here like parallel. So if I make my first you can make that a segment too or a line, but I was going to extend it, so I'll use a line. But use the parallel tool. It's in this 4th construction toolbox. So I'm just going to click on the line I want to be parallel to, and then place it right where I want it. Oops, I need to put a point down first, I think. I need a point here. Well, let's go point G, and then point H. Okay, so now I'll grab my parallel tool, go parallel to that line, do that point. Okay, again, if you don't like default colors, I'm going to click on the word line, which will grab all 3 of them, and maybe I'll make them a little bit thicker. Okay, maybe if you wanted to. Okay, something like that, right? So now we can extend this line or go exactly perpendicular. So maybe we can grab our perpendicular line tool and I want to be perpendicular to any one of these and go through F, right? So there's our picture, and we can kind of talk about some similarity if you wanted to. We could actually measure out what that angle is if you wanted, and we could do some kind of trig stuff if you wanted to do a trig question to figure out what this length is. But the nice thing about GeoGebra is that you can have your geometry on top of a picture like we have here. Allows you to take any kind of conversation. You also have a pen tool if you wanted to draw. Well, this has to be 6 feet. If you want to draw, I think the picture, we need to, I'm going to right click on the picture, go to its properties. I think we need to make it a background image. And then we can see, we can write on top of it. So this segment here is 6, right? And then we can say, you know, that this whole thing right here is 3. You know, so you can draw on there. You can put your numbers if you wanted to. But the other nice thing that I like too is that you can right click your picture and you can hide it. Now it's a background picture. So if you change it to a background picture, it's hard to select. So you can just go to your graphics, right click somewhere, go to your properties. This, you can go to object properties, this little icon up here, and you can see the picture, and we can go ahead and uncheck the show. I can hide it. And now you have just geometry going on here, right? So that's what's I find kind of interesting, that, you know, as long as they're parallel, you could go into all sorts of cool discussions based off of one picture that came from this. Right? So anyways, just kind of wanted to show you how to put pictures in GeoGebra again, and then also kind of the idea of hiding pictures too, and then just looking at general geometry. That's kind of, I think, that concept connection. Why do we care about this? Because we can, you know, draw on top of pictures, but remember there's a general, you know, geometry pattern going on here that we're using. So kind of helps make our abstract geometry a little less abstract.